So this video is going to be the same for all levels of the Canvas course. So for some of you, this will be a review, and for some of you, I won't have touched on this, just depending on which course you engaged in. The first thing we're going to talk about are my suggestions around naming schemes. Again, how you organize your Canvas is very personal to a teacher, right? It has to make sense to you in order for it to make sense to the student. But on that note, students are going to have, especially that secondary level, 6, 7 courses that they might be going through in Canvas. And if they all have their own unique and wildly different organization system, that can get very, very confusing. So here's my suggestion for something that's very clean and very clear that would be helpful to all students. So it would make sense no matter what your content area is. I like this 1.0 and then the straight vertical line and then titling that module. Right? So this is the Canvas level 1 course right here. You see I have 6 modules. They're all titled their individual thing, but I'm putting this numbering scheme on them. And if I expand them, the different lessons 1.1, 1. through 1.4. If I had 10, I'd do 1.10, 1.11, 1.12. And then if I need to do drop-down menus, then I get into A, right? And then I could do A and like Roman numerals. Like you can have that little scheme going through there. So that would be my suggestion for naming things. But again, keeping them very clear and very short. Some of the feedback that we get from students is more than a couple words. Like the more information you put in a title, honestly, the more confusing it gets. So just notice these are 1, 2, maybe 3 words in here, just very clean and very quick in there. One thing that I did not put in here is in lieu of having like the syllabus tab over here, because like keeping this nice and clean, notice in student view, you can only see these 2 navigation pieces. One thing that I do recommend is having like a module 0 that has your weekly calendar, it has your syllabus, has your classroom expectations, has any sort of outside resources that you might need, and then you can leave that updated. Then it's always right there at the top of your Canvas course as well. So if you went 0.0 class resources, stuck that sucker up here at the top. Then again, up here, you put things like your syllabus, your rubric, these things that are just evergreen that students might need at some point, and they will always, always know where to find them. If you're, I think it's in a later, under the expectations here, we talk about a weekly calendar. This is where I put my weekly calendar as well. Okay, just some suggestions, but again, clean, clear, consistent, and simple for your students.